Hi, my name is Cristian Francisco Cancawich. I am 18 years old. I am student at the University of Quintana Roo, and this is a presentation of my final project, an interview with a native English speaker of the subject Comunicación Intercultural en Inglés. The topic that I chose are folklore, childhood literature, and games. The person I interviewed is a woman. Her name is Karen Peterson. She is 68 years old. She lives in Cozumel full-time, but also has a residence that she visits in Florida. She's retired, but she's a volunteer who helps the community here in Cozumel. She was born in Lincoln, Nebraska, in the United States. We start talking about folklore, and I ask her about the myths, stories, traditions, legends, and beliefs are found among the people in her town, city, in the present. She told me there are more beliefs, and she said three. The first was education is a key to success. She said me how that is a very strong belief in Florida, even Iowa and Nebraska, but more in Florida. The second one, belief that she told me was pets are members of the family. In US, pets are members of the family. There are no aggressive, rough, and guardians dogs that are protect the houses. They are only members of the family. The last belief was the individual rights. People are very independent and believe that they have the right to know or make their own decision, or when they don't like something, they say, "This is my right," or get up against something they don't like. Sometimes are good or bad ideas, but they think it is their right and the government can tell me what to do. Then I asked her if are the same that the people tell her when she was a child. And her answer was that the first two yes, but the individual rights no. She said that the fathers and time are changed, and now everyone thinks it is your right to choose, but when you are a child, no one tells you that. Finally, I asked her, do you believe in any of them? And she told me that she believes in education is a key of success, and the pets are members of the family, because she grew up with that beliefs. And the number three, she said, I agree with the individual rights, but in my opinion, they have gone too far. For example, the government here on the island of Cozumel said that we must wear face masks, and they were not questioned. But when I went to the United States during COVID, many people said it is my right if I want to use a face mask or not. They cannot force me, so that is the point. For the second topic, I asked her what lyrics, rhymes, songs, and jingles are learned by all young children. Karen told me that is not only rhymes, but then called nursery rhymes, and they are little stories and short songs, and probably 20 of them the children learned. But currently, she believes that they no longer teach them. Her grandchildren are not growing up with these nursery rhymes, they are only taught the moral. The second question was, why do you think people teach them? Do they have a moral? And she told me that if they have a moral, and that's many times is try, and try again, but she doesn't think that the children know how to distinguish them. They only learn the words, and only adults know the moral. After that, I asked her, do you know of any of them? And her answer, I didn't expect it, because I was waiting that she'd sing or say one, but she told me that because of her age, she knows many of them. And throughout the interview, she mentioned one of them called Jack and the Beanstalk, and its moral is keep trying. For the last topic, I start with the question, in your childhood, what was your favorite game? And she said that she loved to play board games like Monopoly and Life. Also, she played Old Maid, a card game that is about women who don't get married and choose to stay single. Even she liked play bingo and outdoor games like croquet. Then I asked her, do you think the young people today will play the games of your childhood? And Karen said that some young people will play the games that she played. She told me that she has 4 grandchildren, and that they love puzzles and electronic games, which are like online games but traditional, and they integrate their family by playing them. For the last question, I asked her what are the most popular games that are played outdoors or indoors by adults now, and she told me a lot of games. For outdoors, the adults play mini golf, basketball, and volleyball, and for indoors, electronic games, trivia games, and pool. It is more a hobby, but it's a game. The adults love play pool. Finally, I'm going to conclude the three central topics of this interview. We start talking about folklore, and one of the things that surprised me the most about it was hearing how individual rights are very marked in the US and how Americans tend to disobey the rules or indication. Karen mentioned how the differences are evident. Mexicans, we usually follow the education given to us by people with more authority. On the side of children literature in our culture, it is very well known how many children from an early age grow up with proverbs or songs that are very representative of Latin America, while in the US they are known as nursery rhymes, and currently in the US these are hardly known. People teach it, but they only tell you the moral without these little melodies, stories, and songs. And to finish, we talked about games. I expect to hear some like the ones I played growing up here in Mexico, but no. And even Carrie told me several games that are still relevant today in the United States, because Karen told me that their grandchildren continue to playing these games and they are even for all ages. Despite the fact that many differences between our cultures are highlighted, I believe that there are similarities between the two, such as various games or beliefs that we have adopted here in Mexico. However, each country has special and important things in its culture. Thanks for your attention, and that is how I finish my project of Comunicación Intercultural en Inglés.